Good evening, this is SJ Wheeler Vlogs, aka Wheelernator, and I want to discuss about pendulum work. Now, what is a pendulum? You may be wondering if you're new to this kind of spirituality, witchcraft, divination, whatever your beliefs are, whatever you think. In essence, a pendulum is just another form of divination. A bit like how we do oracle readings or tarot readings, it's another way of asking the universe questions, only these are more direct. So these are literally yes or no questions, whereas when you do oracle reads or tarot reads, they're not designed for yes or no, they're more designed for generally open questions so the universe can guide you on what sort of path you're taking. So, for example, hold it steady. Can you show me a yes? You see that it's moving in a clockwise direction, which means it's a yes. And can you show me a no? Can you make the no clearer, please? You see that? It's now not going clockwise, it's now swinging that way. And I asked it to make it clearer just because, and then it's showing me a don't know before I even asked, because that's what I wanted to explain. So clockwise for me is a yes, going that way is a no, and anti-clockwise is a don't know. And this is a pendulum that I got today, so it is fully cleansed because I spent basically the afternoon before work cleansing it in indirect sunlight. There are different approaches on how you can cleanse your pendulum. I've gone for a more direct approach of cleansing it in indirect sunlight because I don't want it to fade. So there's been a shady area on the windowsill that I always kind of put my crystals in, or whatever work I'm doing, it will go there so indirect sunlight can reach it, so because I don't want fading. I'm always a little bit conscientious about that. God, that's a good word. That's word of the day. We'll go with that. Conscientious. So yeah. So in order to avoid fading, it's in indirect sunlight, and then obviously on a full moon, it will just sit there on the windowsill, happy as Larry, and everything is fine. I've also got a few incantation words that I may say as well, depending on how in depth I want to cleanse. And because I got it today, it made sense to do a full kind of cleanse, just so it's properly bonded with me, because I don't know if it's second hand. I don't know if any other people have touched it or put their energies into it. So the last thing I need is a pendulum full of negative energy. So this is fully cleansed. I asked it before I did recording, are you fully cleansed? Are you happy? It did, believe it or not, give me a yes. I wanted to make sure that it was fully ready to sort of be used as a demonstration for this video. And as you can see, I showed you a yes, no, don't know. So when I see these live streams and people are doing yes or no tarot cards, or there are people in the comment sections asking yes or no questions for oracle or tarot, do pick up one of these pendulums. They're about £4 or £5. They're not that expensive, they're easy to get a hold of. There's so many different types. I've got a clear quartz one that I bought back years ago. Family friend used to have a crystal shop in my local hometown. That closed donkey's years ago. I was young at the time, and they used to do group oracle readings and stuff like that. I was very young and not very as understanding of this as I am now, that's for sure. But this is one that I got. It arrived in the post today. It's obsidian. I just think it looks really nice, and I've always got a strong affinity with obsidian. It's not even my birthstone. I just really like the properties of obsidian. It's a very versatile crystal, same as clear quartz really, how versatile that is. But anyway, I'm digressing, I'm going down on a tangent. What else did I want to discuss about this? Yeah, so tarot reads and oracles. Those that want to do yes or no reads, I always think they're not accurate enough, because you get some questions, is Denise going to run off with Richard? There's no way an oracle deck or a tarot read is initially going to tell you that. The pendulum might, but again, the accuracy, this is again from the universe, there's no real way. of the universe to properly know that. The best use for a pendulum is, say you've had a meditation vision and you've seen some things or someone within the vision, and you ask the pendulum, this vision, who was so and so, was I in a such and such place? And that will give you yes or no answers. Whereas if you wanted the oracle reading and the messages, you could say, I've had this vision. What message does the universe want to tell me? That's an oracle and a tarot question. The pendulum question would be, was I in a such and such place, and was this so and so? You see the difference? Is this making sense? I'm hoping this does make sense, and this kind of makes it clear that the difference on yes and no's and what messages the universe can answer. I hope this kind of clarifies everything. I think that's covered everything. Oh, cleansing pendulum. Yeah, did I discuss? I can't remember if I'm going to repeat myself, but there are different ways. You can use bells to ding-a-ling the negative energy away. That was a really poor example of a bell, but you get the idea. You can use incense smoke and then say a few words about, I hope this smoke clears away all negative energies that may be within this pendulum, or words to that effect. Do not quote me direct. I don't use the smoke method. There are probably better words or incantations. The main important thing is about the intention. I mean, this is what the craft is about. It's all about intention. Just incantations can help, I always find, with intentions, but I tend just to use the sunlight and moon to enhance and to cleanse. I always think that works best. I think that's covered everything that I wanted to discuss, really, and I hope that's kind of given more of an understanding of yes and no's and the difference between yes and no's questions and how Oracle and Tarot works. Because again, this is just another form of divination to Oracle and Tarot, and I just think if you want a direct answer and you don't really want to go through trying to solve the riddles of what the universe tells us, like what Oracle reading and Tarot reading can do, because sometimes it can be hard to interpret. This can just give you like a straightforward, quick answer of a yes, a no, or a don't know. Some people do say the don't knows are maybes. I just think, me personally, it's too broad. It's not, oh, maybe. I can't do anything with that. But when I say it's a don't know, it means the universe doesn't know and it can't answer. And then I can ask a different question or contemplate, okay, universe doesn't know, can I do a reading to get a clarity answer, or can I ask a different question where the universe might know and I can sort of join up the dots? It depends on your question at the end of the day. I'm just using these as sort of somewhat examples, and I hope that's all made sense, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.